What's a good word, everyone? It's your boy DKB here. I just want to say thanks for all the support. The channel's been steadily growing, and the number you see below, you can drop a text, shoot a voicemail, any ideas, topics, collabs, etc. you guys want to see. I'll include them in future videos and live streams, and I'll catch you again. Be easy. What's good, word, Jets fans? It's your boy DKB here, and it's no secret the New York Jets need to find themselves a quarterback this offseason in the worst way. Ideally, an upgrade over presumed quarterback one Tyrod Taylor, but in the worst situation, you want to find a quarterback that can challenge that QB1 mantle and not just make this an easy off-season decision that doesn't really require any true competition at that specific spot. And according to Jeremy Fowler, there could be mutual interest between Justin Fields and the New York Jets to make something happen here. Jeremy Fowler called us out as a sleeper option to sign him this offseason. And here's the quote specifically that he dropped around why this can make sense. They could have some interest. They like the idea of a dual threat quarterback. He's younger. I'm told Fields has looked at that roster, see some intrigue there too. They have some good young pieces like Garrett Wilson and a good defense. And what does that sound like? It sounds like a bit of a carbon copy of what he has with the Steelers. And with the Steelers, he's been in an environment that really turned out to be a proving ground for him, but really his first taste of NFL success as well. And I'm not saying the Jets are a destination where many quarterbacks have tasted winning football, but he's coming off a 6-4 record as the starter for the Steelers before needing to hand the keys back over to a healthy Russell Wilson, and has been under the steadfast and confident hand of Mike Tomlin, who knows how to put together a complete program, at least over the course of the regular season, to really maximize his roster. So under the tutelage of Aaron Glenn, under a interesting offensive coordinator, Tanner Inkstrom, under some significant pieces like a Garrett Wilson to work with, you may be adding a top-tier weapon as well. There was a draft like a Tyler Warren or someone to help him out, a running back room that regardless of Breece Hall being there or not, should have a lot of success. And then a defense that many people expect to return back to top-tier status. You couldn't help but be excited if you're a guy like Justin Fields that's looking for his next destination if he doesn't get retained. The way I personally look at Justin Fields right now is he's in the category of a difference making quarterback in terms of the traits that he brings. We can't forget that a lot of those Lamar Jackson type conversations were being had to him when it comes to the speed, the acceleration, the lateral agility, and that's from the dual threat standpoint. When you look at what he can do as a passer, you still get excited with the ample arm strength, the ability to play off schedule, off platform, what he could potentially do when it comes to play action packages. But there's still more question marks about his development as a passer than anything else. But as you see with the Steelers, when you put enough around him, he does have the ability to pull out wins in a football game for you. And I was tempted and excited about some of the games where he was able to come back and help the Steelers dig themselves out of a little bit of a hole and be that go-to guy for the team, which is really what you want to see out of those quarterbacks. Now, this makes sense for us because he's going to come on a generally reasonable contract. From what I've seen from Spotrac, they estimated about $6.4 million per year. I don't think it'll be anything that low just because of the quarterback tax and how many teams are going to be interested. So one of the things I saw was Mark Cabali from The Athletic estimated Omar Khan would be willing to probably give him a bit of an overpayment to the tune of a 2-year, $25 to $30 million contract or so. So saying about 12.5 to 15 million for Justin Fields, which probably still puts him in about middle of the pack territory for QBs. That's a huge win for a guy that has two branching paths, in my opinion. He's still young and talented enough to where he could be a successful bridge quarterback option. And what that means is he'll give you the opportunity to still go out there and evaluate your roster successfully enough without saying that the quarterback specifically didn't allow that talent to really bloom and develop. Or if things really go right, you still have the opportunity to refer to him as your quarterback of the future. And maybe he becomes a bridge quarterback for more than just a year. Maybe it's 2 or 3. Or you end up saying this is a guy we feel really good about that can develop into that rare franchise caliber type guy. And I don't know if that's the case, but maybe he could be your next version of a Jalen Hurts, maybe in the best capacity. So I would be all for it. Again, in my opinion, this is personally just about trying to improve that quarterback room at every single spot, because we don't need to just worry about the starter and his ability to go out there and work in tune with the other weapons he'll be playing with. But really, I want a top tier backup quarterback, and I even want a dope quarterback emergency option as that QB3, somebody that can really start to get the most out of the practice squad guys as well, in addition to just some of the lower depth guys. And we can finally start having some semblance of a pipeline that gets created here. So one of the best things that did happen, good news wise, for the Jets is the Steelers took on the decision to not pick up that fifth-year quarterback option. So now you're still paying him about $25 million a year, but you get to spread that out over 2 years as opposed to having to give him all of that in year one. So I'm intrigued by this. Let me know what you guys think. What side of the camp are you in? I know there's going to be a good portion of you that heavily wanted us to pick him up in the original draft. And I want to say he was the Zach Wilson draft as well. Other guys are going to say when we realized the Bears was going to move on from him, we should have picked him up then instead of Aaron Rodgers. And now third time feels like the charm, right? So hopefully this is a time where we finally get to lock him in. And again, I can't wait. I'd be thrilled for it. And it helps him coming from a successful organization that really just kind of has a better opportunity to feel like Russell Wilson and his veteran experience helps that roster out more so than Justin Fields and still trying to work with him. Maybe that says a lot about why we should avoid him, but who knows? There's a flavor out there for everybody. So let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you again. Peace.